the phone because I'm expecting a call.
Liza Tarbuck, BBC Radio
2. Hey there, hi there, ho there. Welcome along. It's the Saturday Murmuration. I've curated a selection of tunes to delight and perhaps surprise you. And you now have to pull your corks out, unscrew your lids, and tell me things that could potentially be really rather ticklish. So, all written with a big granite carved please. Obv. So, mispronounced words that have given you a little bit of pleasure when you've heard some. Idiot. Listen to that idiot. Celebrity dreams. No, celebrities in your dream. And I say that because my sister's had a good one. It's not hard, is it? Just extending that love. And is anyone doing a little bit of maintenance on the Cara or the moho or even the shed at the moment? Because, it's that kind of time, isn't it? I don't know where I'm going with that. I'll just move on. Lockdown lethargy, wriggling out of arrangements simply because you can. Hard to nail people down in this time because there's a lot of excuses. So what did you nearly do this week, I'd like to know? All your balloon incidents, we're not finished with those. I know that there are genuine fears regarding balloons popping. I know that. However, there's just got to be more balloon incidents, hasn't there? I'm going to keep doing that forever. Menopausal madness, momentinos, and that most tenuous link to a famous, so that you'd be mocked for saying it out loud. But not here, my friends. Oh no, mi amigos. It's the kind of thing I want. Obviously, if you've got anything about Alan Shearer, we are the place to park it. It is, of course, Jigsaw January, so any news regarding your whole jigsawing world, yes, please. And let's have Ceci n'est pas mon chat tonight, because after all, I am. One, we've got some interesting news regarding Swaffham Sam, and I am feeding that ginger interloper at the back. Obviously, I thought it was a badger or a fox, but no, it's just a big fat ginger Tom who the dog hates. However, so somebody else must be doing that, as per what you will be masticating tonight is endlessly fascinating. So the very least you can do is bob me that news over. 88291 Liza.t@bbc.co.uk, hashtag Liza Tarbuck Radio. And regarding hashtag Liza Tarbuck Radio, we've got a secret mission coming up for you today, so stay tuned. A little bit pleased with ourselves. Originally a Van Morrison number, 10 years later, Dexys did this. Tune. So, proper texter is, have you ever seen your house on telly? And just been, because you're in that state, you've had your tea, you just think settling. Oh my God! It's that sort of, it's sort of big stuff, isn't it? It's sort of invasive. It's quite hard to marry seeing an image of you on telly, like in my profession, and being at home watching it. I remember doing that with my then baby nephew, the first boy born, who is now 30, you'll be very glad to know. And we were watching, I was babysitting, he was handed to me in a velour après-bath state. Oh, and he was just having his bottle, and we were watching, because I had to stay put and watch it, And as he's looking at it, and this is this baby really tucking into a bottle of milk, all I felt was his hand come over and just touch my hair, just to make sure I was really there. I thought, yeah, this whole job messes with your mind, Lou. It's a favourite memory. So I'm wondering if you've been in that position. My God, John, it's our road! Maureen! So I'm looking for that kind of thing, really. 88291 and Liza.t@bbc.co.uk. Ben and Chaz are in Nottingham. Lisa, we used to live in the house that was being renovated in Auf Wiedersehen Pet. We didn't know it was that house until we were flicking through the telly one night and were baffled to see Timothy Spall, Tim Healy and Jimmy Nail sat having a cuppa in our dining room. Jam right. That is exactly the sort of thing I'm after. And I'm going to play the next track as a little love song to Mandy and Christopher. Inspired by an affair that the songwriters Tony Hatch and Jackie Trent were having at the time, by all accounts. Peculiar Clark there. I didn't know she was born in Ewell. Petula Clark, born in Ewell. Ewell's an interesting name. There must be some sort of Alde English that would explain that in a jiffy, if only I could put my fingers on it. Hi, Liza. I just want to let you know about last week's menopausal moment. I told my gorgeous husband that our daughter's eye test was cancelled because the ornithologist was off sick. Yeah, but he understood. He knew. Yeah, the ornithologist can't make it. This is Lisa of Wiltshire. I was having acupuncture this week and was confessing about eating, or trying to, telling her that something had come up, damp, if you must know, and cheese is one of the main offenders, and I had helped myself to a couple of slices of halloumi. I couldn't get the word halloumi out. I kept on saying, and it happened 3 times, I kept on saying Hiroshima. I mean, had I not been under the auspices of a woman who is mightily gifted and understanding of me and my workings, I kept on saying, well, I had a couple of slices of Hiroshima. Honestly, it was dull, but actually, perhaps it was Hiroshima that it had done in my tummy. I don't know. But I understood it. Ended with the vowel H, sort of the same sort of, Anyway, Lisa also says, this was a conversation between my parents. Mum, how are you getting on with your new sandals? To Dad, because he was always tripping over in his previous pair. And the reply from Dad was, fine, but I prefer a bit more mustard in them, really. He was eating a ham sandwich at the time, just to explain. Well, it's a very similar setup at Tarby Towers, you know.
Pauline! Come and see this!
5, 6, 7, 8.
Thanks, Harry Nielsen, from 1971, but so fresh. And it's a song that the pedant of Greenway enjoys, and that's good enough for me. Hi, Liza. I used to deliver Alan Shearer's... Thanks, Steve. I used to deliver Alan Shearer's mother-in-law's post to her bungalow in Ryde, the Isle of Wight. That's good enough. That's just all we want, isn't it? But Steve is having spag bog tonight, Isle of Wight recipe. I don't know what the secret ingredient might be. Resentment. Calm. Hi, Lisa. I don't know why I said resentment then. I'm clearly finding myself hilarious. No good will come of it. My son asked me the other day what epiphany was. This is of in foggy North Yorkshire. Says I. Yeah. So you say North Yorkshire, I'll go Cornish. It doesn't cut it, does it? Oh. My son asked me the other day what epiphany was. I was confused and asked him where he'd seen it. Oh, it's on the calendar, Mum. He meant, of course, epiphany. I prefer epiphany. I might have an epiphany tonight. All being well. Hi, Lisa. The house I was born in, brackets, in Maryland, US of A, is in the Blair Witch Project. You can imagine my surprise at the midnight showing on the screen on the green of Islington. This is DJ Dom. He says he's cooking a sausage surprise in Oxford. I bet he is. See you at the Seesaw, Cindy. husband's on nights at the moment, so my youngest daughter, brackets 8 years, came to share my bed. In the middle of the night, she rolled over and dug her fingers into my eye sockets, much to my utter shrieking shock. And I said, "Why have you done that?" She said she was just checking to feel if my eyes were still awake. That's Sazzle. Hi, Liza. I'm listening whilst doing the ironing, and you wondered what the meaning of Yule is. Well, it's derived from Old English meaning spring or source of a river. That's Laura in Cumbria. If I had a great big topper on, I would be doffing it. That makes sense around there because Surrey Hills area, Weybridge. I mean, the place is awash with springs, as my brother can tell you. Now, this is a bit of good news. During first lockdown, this is Paul and it's Paul and Katie, the pig people of Nassington. I wondered where you'd gone. The pig people of Nassington. During first lockdown, we had a mad idea, not so mad, of starting a milk round in our villages. Fast forward 12 months and I grew a pair, gave my notice in and did just that. We've just finished our second week delivering the essentials and we've made a princely profit of £50. They've made a hot £50. This time next year we'll be millionaires, Rodney. Yeah, great work though. I must admit I've reverted back to getting my milk delivered only 3 times a week, and obviously it takes a long time to rack up a tenner. But I'm absolutely delighted by it. And if I need another pint, I just nip up to the lads at the end of the road. They'll take care of a pint for Auntie Lee. But it's employment, isn't it?
Couldn't be nicer, couldn't be sweeter, couldn't be better,
couldn't be cuter, baby, than you are.
1938. Bosh. Loose Stone Orchestra with Al Bowley, who is a preferred, but we had to hunt down for a cleanest version of that. 1938, though. Just every now and then, there were some very, very talented recording and studio manager types. Oh, here we go, his eyes. His eyes have lighted up. Lighted up. I am, of course, talking to Mr. Brendan Gormley, diplomat. Hi, Liza. 30 years ago, I was living in Israel watching a British children's educational TV programme with my girlfriend's little sister. That is a long-winded bit of info. I'll be honest with you, couldn't edit it. Every single nugget's important. They cut to a shot with the kids playing on the playing fields of the school I used to go to. Now, that would have had me dropping the little Mrs. drink. Right behind my house in Leeds. Now, bearing in mind, this was the days before the tinternet and all that. Excited wasn't the word. This is Nick of Farsley. He's having fried chicken and fries for tea, a Saturday staple in the Crabtree household. Chicken and fries. That is to my taste. Hi, Liza. We found our house pictured on the front of a luxury biscuit box, not TV, but definitely one of the moments, says Lisa in Hastings. Luxury biscuits with your home on it. That'll be the next thing. God, it must be beautiful. I mean, it could be a little, I don't know, cobbled street like the Hovis advert street. It could be anything. Why am I even bothering to go there? Like, my head isn't full enough. Oh, thanks, Lisa of Hastings. Alison Key is batching it. You'll know what I mean in a minute. She's on the wine and cooking lasagna and cottage pies. Consequently, she is batching it. My dad told me he was researching our family tree as he was very interested in our ancestry. It's the stuff of dreams, isn't it? It's the stuff of dreams. Next track is written by a genius, frankly, K. Tempest. 2019, I have played this before. I don't think the words could be more relevant. Well, hi Liza. My flat in Hackney appeared in an episode of Luther. This is Caroline of Nottingham. I was watching it hiding behind a cushion as the lovely Luther got closer and closer to catching the serial killer. And there it was. He only walked past my flat and onto the serial killer's lair. It was just down the road from me. I'm having a lobster mac and cheese for my dinner with a vodka martini as an aperitif. Why? Because she's got a lot of good sense. That's why, my friends. Love to everybody, which is always lovely. And then Linda, who is currently in Barnsley. But, you know, cosmic times call for Linda to open her mind up and potentially be anywhere she likes. She's releasing herself from the Matrix and all sorts of things. So just go with it if you know her. She says, I'm almost 55. And around 20 years ago, I had a very, in inverted commas, hot dream about Robbie Coltrane. I have swallowed hard after typing this. To this day, whenever I see him, I'm immediately really rather flushed. T-Rex. If you are a Monty Python fan, you'll know that the song title of the Department S song is from the Monty Python sketch Phone In. Oh, is Vic there? Yeah, a couple of people are, oh, well, I didn't know that. That's just doing our job, ma'am. Just doing my job, sir. Ian Russell of Leeds has just ordered an Hawaiian pizza roughly the size of Bradford, he brags. And there's nobody here but me, Liza. I'll be washing it down with a rum and coke. So there. Right. He is quite literally sticking it to the ham. So, Neil McGuinness of North Wales. Legend. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've been round to theirs. It's quite a legit setup they're abiding in. That's all I'm saying. It's good news. I'm cooking beef Rogan Josh Widdicombe. In other news, we've taken in 2 stray kittens, and I initially thought it was Tato and Dexter. Tato! I think actually it's probably Tattoo. Sorry. Oh, and I've just called you Neil, haven't I? That's my eyesight. It's Nell, you silly old woman. Right. Maybe I need to make the bifocals more of a milk bottle. Very good evening as well to Jess of Dundee, who's doing a sagaloo, a butter chicken tikka, and compulsory cloaked pink trousers on for the occasion. She has sent me a photo. I don't know. Well, it's not come through colour because the BBC don't waste money on printer ink, let me tell you. And she has got a glass of white chillin'. But a massive hug to Jill of Sheffield, the mothership, who will be listening this evening. You are all getting me through a solo pandemic. Honey, I feel that. Yeah, shut it. Well, we've got a secret mission for you, me and the team. Something that is just for us, for the murmuration, remaining, if you will, part of the resistance. Vive la France! So, earlier this week, I donated a lovely frame, a lovely picture frame to a local charity shop. But what I've done is put a picture of the legendary Lady Gardener, Carol Klein, in it. Why? Because I love the idea that if we were all donating to a charity shop and just inserting whoever you love of the Lady Gardeners, whoever it happens to, it could be Gertrude Jekyll, it could be whoever you like. The idea that that's in the shop and you just catch it and think, blimey, is that Bonnie Guinness? And sort of there, well, we'd know why it was there, but nobody else would. It would just be one of those things that in the random info of time, you just think, what's that? Anyway, we'd know, and then it would make us feel like some sort of invisible army. That's the reasoning behind it. Anyway, it is a 2-pronged challenge. if you're planning on taking some bits and pieces to the charity shop and there happens to be a photo frame, why not slip in an image of a well-known lady gardener? Take a picture of it in situ in the charity shop and send it to me. Likewise, if you're out and about doing some chaz shopping and you see a framed photo of a well-known lady gardener, then take a picture and send it to me. I have furnished you with everything you need on hashtag Liza Tarbuck Radio so you can see the process. I enjoyed it actually, and it was really easy because nobody suspects that you're going in to fill the shelves. We're not littering, it's not graffito, it is helpful because they can sell it. It's, well, basically you can do both prongs or just one, it's up to you. But I would love to carry on till every single charity shop in the country had a picture of a lady gardener. And let's do this till the muggles notice. Hey? It's your mission. We could do it till the world's wrongs are righted if you really want. But hashtag Liza Tarbuck to see how glorious Carol looks in her new home. And if you're up for it, I don't even know what the point is. There is no point. It's fun. This is Radio DOS on the BBC Sounds app, on your smartest trousers and on 888. Welcome back, men. Every week, you've got to find that almost endearing. Actually, Lisa, I find it irritating. Yeah. All right. So, we're talking about, have you seen your house on TV? Well, that's ever so slightly crept into other arenas, and I like it. I like where this is going. Mispronunciations of celebrity dreams, because my sister dreamt the other day, and you'll hear more about her later when we go skating. She dreamt the other day that she was living in this beautiful sort of like 1970s bungalow overlooking a bay, whale watching via a cove. She just said, and Adele just moved in. And I said to her, well, what did you think in the dream? What did you? She said, I just sort of understood she needed a break. Perfect person to do it. Cheryl could feed an army on 4 pieces of grass. Lockdown lethargy, it's not taken off that, but I'm still going to pursue it. Maybe it's a little bit too negative for us and, for our crowd. Do you know what I mean? We have launched the Lady Gardeners of Charity Shops. It's sort of like a Blue Peter appeal if it wasn't the exact opposite of that. It's like a Blue Peter appeal, but it isn't. Hashtag Liza Tarbuck Radio for more information on that. You just have to do one little thing. Menopausal madness, tenuous links to mainly Alan Shearer, but any famous will do. And ceci n'est pas mon chat. Oh, yes, it is. I've got a cat link coming up after this. Detroit Spinners right there for you. Hi, Lisa, Andy of Wiltshire here. Ceci n'est pas mon chat. Christmas Day before last, me and my gorgeous man friend Mark, went upstairs to bed only to find Bud, brackets, next door's cat, asleep on the bed. He's a silent, stoical beaut. I like that. Never made a sound before. But when I tried to move him, he made such a plaintive utterance, our hearts melted. Yeah, see how clever he is. Bud's no fool. Anyway, needless to say, he stayed where he was and I spent Christmas night in the spare room. Legend. What a legend is right. He's just, in his mind, he embroidered the words mug on your forehead. Paneer, curry and a vin tonight. Nice, like your style. Never mind seeing your house on TV, Lise. Imagine my surprise when I saw our cat pop up. What the heck are you talking about, Sally Campton? Of Belfast. Don't say it. I was watching a BBC Northern Ireland programme, programme about urban wildlife in Belfast, and it was showing night footage of a badger set. I mean, everything about that slightly makes me almost have a fit. Like the ecstasy of Saint Teresa, that kind of fit. If you are... Now I'm worried, is that Bellini or Benini? Or is it Panini? Anyway. Foxes... Excuse me. God, I've talked myself into hideous states. Foxes aren't the only visitors investigating the set, intoned the narrator, as a cat hove into view, and as it turned round full on to the camera shot, I realised it's only our cat, Claudia. We'd been in the house less than a year, but she hadn't mucked about checking out the hood. She's no fool. It's not her first rodeo. I'm enjoying the show whilst I cook up some whatever soup for lunch tomorrow. In an episode of Fridge Roulette. So, a magnificent photograph, which will be posted at some point this week. April Goulden. Everything about this is thrilling. We've been listening to last week's show on our way to Norfolk. We were having a few days there, and en route we went to visit the famous Swaffham Sam. Legend. He didn't disappoint, Liza. My husband opened the boot to get a shopping bag out, and Sam jumped straight in. In brackets, he didn't want to be removed. Now, there is a picture of this. You can see Sam's reluctance in his posture. We also sat in the car for a bit before we left and just watched him doing the same to various other victims. To be entirely honest, it was better than a safari. Thanks, lads. Liza, this is beautiful. Paula, thank you. My 85-year-old mum told me this week, whilst on a lovely walk with her, that she didn't feel comfy in the car with my brother because he drove too erotically. She is currently having a cold. She's sucking on a cold beer, doing a jig. Yeah, just fitting my jig together. Actually, should we have it? Should we have that little jigsaw music? Can you do that? It's just a button. It means so much to us. Getting jiggy with it. So, Claire Bagnall-Hunt of Street, Gloucestershire says, I'm doing a murder mystery 1,000-piece puzzle, which I got as a gift when I was a teenager. I'm 48 now. You want to treat yourself to a newie. Ravensburger, really spoil yourself. It's driving me demented because there's no picture to follow. Do you know that's some sort of torture? What are you playing at? I also suspect it might be too big for the board. What the hell? She says I can't stop because I've got to know who done it. No comment. Ceci n'est pas mon comment. How's this for a puzzle, says Janine Allen. Has sent me a massive... It's pigs in blankets. Isn't that what you do when you wrap a sausage roll with some bacon? Sausage, you know what I mean. How to be reminded of what you're missing. Heading for another night of jigsaw and pizza. Not sure what tonight's picks up. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense to me. Strange Sarah of Braintree. I think I'll be the judge of that, madam. Last week I did a jigsaw I'd had for 50 years, which I used to do very regularly. I hadn't done it for about 25 of those years, and I haven't got a picture to go by, but I could still remember where all the pieces went. Smell that cheese. What is it with you lot? It's the whispers. A very good evening to Mr. Billy Osborne Reynolds. Thank you very much for your, well, it's a questionnaire, actually. I've got a picture of it, and it's been very kindly typed out for me. But I'm not going to tell you the answers, because that would be dull of me, wouldn't it? But good joke. Good joke, sir. I'll see what I can do with that. My friend Marie was on holiday in Dubai some years ago, Liza, and spotted Alan Shearer in the pool at the hotel she was at. Now I'm saying it out loud, I'm not sure if I've dreamt that. But she definitely saw Peter Andre in a pool on another occasion. Not much about that I don't love. This is Angela of Solihull, who sent everybody her best wishes. Keep them coming in, Angela. You've started something there. She's on holiday now, which I understand she is. There must be more news later. I'll be here next week. Hi, everybody. Greetings from Seattle. This is Frances Robinson, a.k.a. the Countess of Monte Vista. I owned Alan Shearer's 1997 Jaguar XK8 Aquamarine convertible for 3 years. Aquamarine, get him? Actually, an aquamarine convertible. And he'd have been just like the centre of the jewel, wouldn't he? Lovely. It never ceased to thrill me that my derriere caressed the same cream leather, the driving seat, obviously, as Alan's. Ooh, what do you want for pudding, everybody? Shearer and cream leather. Shearer and cream leather. Leftover Indian takeaway for tea again tonight, because it's even better the next day, isn't it? But much love and hugs to everybody. Thanks. We'll take all the Shearer news we can get. Liza, while driving to take the dog for a walk today from our home in Avonmore, a white-tailed eagle swooped over us, causing us to emergency stop in a frantic attempt to get phones out to take a pic. Only a hazy image resulted. I'm still stunned by what we saw. Oh. Can you talk about the same song every week for, 8 years? Yeah, you bet I can. My father-in-law, Murig, was in the garden pruning, and mother-in-law, Julia, noticed he was using an old battered set of secateurs, so for his birthday, bought him a nice new sharp set. I know what I'll get him. A sharp set of secateurs. Anyway, next time they were in the garden, she noticed him using the oldies. She said, "Why aren't you using your birthday present?" To which he replied, "I'm saving them for best." Oh, my wife Fiona's out with the girls, so it's just ribeye for one tonight. Just me, Liza. What the hell's that? I'm not even reading that end bit out in case it's filthy, Mr. Rob of Denby. You dog, sir. Years ago, when my kids were young and my brother Alan and his lovely wife Sheila were visiting from backup, on the day of their arrival, my son Steve came home from school with a group of lads all wanting to meet Alan Shearer. He's never lived it down. Alan and Sheila are coming. Alan and Sheila. Alan Sheila. That's Mother Thomas of Swansea, that is. Wow. Adding to us being Radio 2, the home of all the info you want regarding Alan Shearer. Stereo MCs, of course. So, name the show in 6 words. So what we need you to do is, if you were trying to locate this show on BBC Sounds, make it look intriguing. And actually, that's what it does, and that's down to your brilliant show titles. I'm sure we actually have to give it some chord of moniker. But, you know, we're doing it better, is all I'm saying. And you are. Congratulations to Jen Osborne for taking the top spot last week with That Potential for Magic. And if you stumble across that while scrolling aimlessly through BBC Sounds in an AI fug, it's just win-win, isn't it? So over to you, 6 words or under, por favor. What phrase has tickled you? What thing has tickled you? Which email is going to stay with you long into the week? If it made you laugh, it'll make us laugh, and it might make people download it and join in the fun. It might not, because there's also that sort of ambivalent, do what you like, diddly-doo-doo, sometimes I bite, which is an old rap track that I'll have to, get into Ramesh, bearing in mind that he seems to know everything about rap. And don't forget that the whole floor of George Orwellian censorship officers. I mean, that's where Orwell got the idea from. Don't go thinking it's anywhere else. Anyway, keep it clean, keep it family friendly, mischievous, not filthy. Grow up! 6 words or less, liza.t@bbc.co.uk. It's 88291 on the text, or you can WhatsApp me on 08000 288 291. I did read that, yeah. Why? Oh, have some of this. Hi, Liza. Our little old VW camper van Bluebells that had to go into the garage for some repairs this week. And the night before she was due in, I dreamt that Tom Hanks was fixing her. I mean, he's a lovely bloke, I know, but this does seem a bit above and beyond, even for him. I just think it bodes very well, doesn't it? That somebody masterful is in charge of Bluebell. Homemade pizza and chips and salad for tea, and this is Sarah with her effervescent Alan of York. Sarah Allen of York. Got a cracker for you, says Colin, and he's not lying to us. My mum, Kath, when recovering in hospital, replied to my daughter's query, "How are you, Gran?" She said, "I'm fine. I'm just waiting for the result of my autopsy." Oh, lovely. What do we go? Oh, now the next song, as my fabulous producer, you might know him as Trixie Larry Cribb. As he pointed out, it's quite a mean song, this, isn't it? It's mean, but it's good.
Can't get yourself arrested, you ain't got it no more. Can't get yourself arrested, 'cause you ain't got it no more.
That's Julia Lee and her boyfriends, 1949, so the earliest still is Couldn't Be Cuter. You know, sometimes I like playing that game. A very happy birthday to the fabulous Liz in Camberley. That's from your daughter, Claire, who hasn't seen you properly for years. It comes to us all. And Rob sends birthday greetings to the delicious Simone, and Anne Gormley of Liverpool has decided to have another birthday. Can you believe it? That's with love from Carmel, Simon, Joseph and Martha in Stamfordley-Hope. And Chris and Ian are having a crack at sweet potato wedges tonight. They're going to pair them up with chicken fajitas, but they just want to say, wish us luck, and they send a lot of love back. They're just inspired to try it tonight, you know, one of them evening. Sharon of Middleton Keynes says, I always have to pronounce porter cabin as port-tac-a-bin in my head, as I never had cause to say it out loud until the age of about 28. Port-tac-a-bin. When I did say it out loud to my best friend then, Maureen, she looked very puzzled and asked me what on earth I was talking about, and I still have to think very hard before I say it out loud now. Pinged lasagna for tea with a prawn cocktail, brackets, crisps, for starters. Love to everyone. Now, I think you might have started something, Sharon, so I'll bring that in next week. That is going to be words that you have to approach with caution. It could be a personal thing. It could be as easy as the word yacht. Yacht. Oh, bring it on, Howard Tate. Liza, a year or two back, we'd settled down with a glass to watch Location, only to see the fragrant Kirsty wandering up our road in Whitley Bay. That's our house, me and the wonderful Mrs. W, brackets Viv, exclaimed. When did they film that? Oh, no, that is actually poor. That's me just thinking aloud. Well, we're upping sticks from the northeast at the start of Feb for a new adventure in Andalusia. Wish us luck, everyone, because we're heading off in our van with our 16-year-old Parsons Jack Russell Millie. This is Stephen and Viv. Well, we do wish you luck. And obviously, we'd quite like a little update. I mean, just to see that the van makes it. And obviously, keep us how Millie takes the a warmer spring in Andalusia. I mean, I know the Moors liked it back in the day. But will Millie? My mum's old house in Kirby features in the title of the Margie Clark film, The Blonde Fist. What are you watching? The Blonde Fist. My flat in Liverpool features in the last episode of Foyle's War. I mean, beautiful architecture up there. A little bit of everything. Never actually seen it, despite Klieg lights lighting up the living room till 10:30 when they were filming, obviously. Plus being told to get into my own flat by the assistant director. Well, you took the shekel, didn't you? You took the few quid for letting... Yeah, then shut it, Ken Macready of Lapford. Oi, Ken, shut it. Ah, you see, it's mighty, isn't it? Bringing you right back up there with the magic that is Stevie Wonder. I've had a really lovely night tonight, thank you very much. I'm going home to I don't know what. I'm going to definitely have a vodka and something. It's not a rum night, is it? We'll leave the rum night to the Bradford pizza order. He's probably lying face down in a pool of his own rum. Thank you so much to the fabulous Nicky Cardwell, the diplomat that is Mr. Brendan Gormley. Trilingual Katie Fox has been on piano tonight. And the fluffy fluffster himself... plays by no rules, Mr. Lawrence Bassett, a.k.a. Larry Cribb. I leave you with the smooth baritone tones. Rubbish. Lou Rolls. See you next week if you're in the mood. This is Radio 2. It's on the BBC Sounds app. It's on your smart trousers and all over, but...
BBC News at 8 o'clock. This is Nicky Cardwell.